Why don't you purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka?
And welcome to Entervr, the podcast where virtual reality is talked about. My name is Chris Miranda, and today I am joined by Sergio Hidalgo, the creator of Dreadhalls. Thank you for coming on the show, Sergio.
Thank you, Chris, for having me.
This is exciting. So Sergio, I just played Dreadhalls. I just finished playing it, so if you want to check it out on the YouTube channel, I will submit a link on the Entervr website so that you can watch me shit bricks. And so I need to ask you, man, like, you have an interesting mind already. Like I've seen, I think I just saw a snippet of what is inside your mind. Like that was pretty awesome. Like, how did you come up with the concept for Dreadhalls?
The fact is, I didn't really. It kind of evolved on its own.
Oh.
I started making a Star Fox-like on-rails shooter.
Uh-huh.
When I tried it on the Oculus Rift, it made me sick. Really, really sick.
Huh.
So I knew I had to make something else. And I had this concept of a stealth game, and I started working on that.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of evolved into a horror game. It was scary already, and I kind of pushed into that direction.
Okay, so that's fascinating how it just sort of ended up becoming a horror game. Have you made games before?
Yeah, I'm a professional game developer here in Spain. This is not my first game.
Okay.
It's my first for the Oculus Rift.
Which came out amazing. What other games, if you don't mind me asking, have you developed?
You probably don't know about them. They are for the Spanish market only.
Oh.
Well, I have to go back in time.
Okay.
Some game for animated movie that wasn't really that good of game.
Mm-hmm.
Then I worked in some kind of. If you have played Titan Quest, a game similar to that.
I'm familiar with it, but I have not played it.
Kind of a God of War clone.
Oh, okay.
And after that, I've been working on football management simulation, and that's it.
That's awesome, man. That's a very impressive resume you got going on, man. And so, why did you make Dreadhalls for the Rift? What gave you the idea?
The Rift.
Yeah.
The Rift. A coworker bought one. I used it in the office.
Mm-hmm.
It was eye-opening.
Yeah. What was your?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I need. So, what was your first impression? The first time you put it on, you did mention it was eye-opening, but like, what else crossed your mind?
Well, it's a new experience, a new way of playing games. I mean, there are these new consoles coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and they are more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rift is something different. That doesn't mean it's going to be always better,
Mm-hmm.
but the experience itself, the ability to have some kind of new experience, that's what I think is the most valuable thing about it.
Yeah, it truly is. So this is awesome because Dreadhalls has been getting so much attention and it has had so much popular reviews. What has been have people outreach to you? Have people tried to talk to you about developing or with opportunities or whatnot?
Yeah, I got a few calls and mails here and there.
Oh.
Right now I'm making this on my own.
Wow.
But that doesn't mean I won't get someone else to help sometime in the future.
Did you use Unity to create this?
Yeah.
So did you like did you buy the assets from the asset store, or did you sort of use Blender, or how did you put the actual halls together?
The halls themselves are really basic procedural stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The decoration, the props, from the Unity asset store, and so is the creepy car. And some other assets I made, some other I found online, free assets or licensing, and that's about it. There are many graphics in it.
That's still amazing, man. And I take it you took the music and the sounds also from the asset store?
From Free Sounds. I think that's the website. freesounds.com. I don't remember.
Wow. So there's something really cool about Dreadhalls where every time you start the game, it scrambles, or it makes the maze random, like you start from another place, and that gives it a very good replay value. Like I played it a couple times before. I just did this Let's Play video, and I mean I played it for like 2 minutes, and I couldn't keep going. It was too much. Dude, you have an insane mind, man. Like, okay, I need to prod inside your mind. What is your favorite horror movie of all time?
Oh, well. That's a hard question. I like most of horror movies I see, I like them.
Yeah.
But I would say something like The Rain is... You have to know the favorite. It's really hard to say what is the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the movies I like.
Yeah. Damn, The Ring is a good...
Anything that is Lovecraft inspired,
mm-hmm.
That's something I'm probably going to like.
You mean H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So are we expecting? Should we expect one day to have a Cthulhu game from you one day?
I don't know. I mean, I like the myths, but I think I want to make my own thing rather than just another adaptation.
Yeah, that works. So the halls are the sound and the halls, the whole environment is crazy. Do you get scared testing out your game every once in a while, or are you like, all right, I know exactly what's going on here? Like,
the fact that it is random generated means I can't know when I'm going to get scared. So the jump scares always get me. But the thing is, I'm always thinking, well, this isn't working like it's all, or this could be improved. So it's kind of a mix. I probably don't get as scared as someone playing the game for the first time, but I still get scared.
That's crazy. That is, and it's such a good idea, that randomized maze. Are there like different exits, or is there always one exit?
No, there's only one exit.
Oh, okay. And so let's walk through the bosses. You got the gargoyle. You got that gargoyle is freaky as fuck. By the way, good job with that one. That's a perfect effect, because you look at it, you turn around, and then it moves, and then it's behind you. It's crazy. It's such a good effect. Then you got the crazy mummy girl with the hair. That one, when it starts screaming at you and the audio just starts pumping up, that one, yeah, that gets your heart rate up. Then you got the 3-legged giant thing.
It actually has 4 legs.
4 legs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a dog.
It's kind of dark in there, so...
Yeah.
What else am I missing? Because...
You get too close to see that, you're probably dead.
Yeah. What else am I missing? Because I was running straight through the thing. I was just, I need to get out. I need to find the exit. So I've only seen those 3. Are there any more monsters inside the halls?
No, that's all it is. The rest is just tricks and me playing with your mind.
Yeah, yeah, you are playing with people's minds, man. Are you? How can I call? What has anybody ever called you a merchant of terror? Because you are
No,
in
no.
the but in the good sense of the word. I don't know if there is, but there is there in the good sense of the word. You are spreading terror across the world. Like, has that ever crossed your mind? That thought?
No, not really.
Well, embrace it, sir, because this is yeah, you have something amazing. I do not like paying for experiences that get me scared. But Dreadhalls is on a whole nother level. Like, I don't like watching scary movies. I don't. But when you go inside Dreadhalls, it's like I'm not. This isn't a movie. This isn't a movie. This is an experience. And I
Yeah,
recommend anyone who hasn't tried Dreadhalls, you need to get on this thing and make sure it's 3 in the morning and you're alone in your house, and yeah, and pump up that volume with headphones at least. Um,
yeah. Make sure you play it standing up.
Standing up.
Yeah, that really changes immersion.
Yeah, I'll do it next. Now I gotta do it again. I gotta get in there again. um, Dude, that's you're crazy. This is such a cool, like, what a cool game.
Thank you.
Tell me a bit more about yourself. Like, what did you study in school? What's your passions like aside from gaming?
Well, gaming is actually my passion. My passion.
Your ultimate. I like that.
Yeah. I studied computer science.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I was kind of a hardware geek.
Ah.
I made an emulator for the as my final career project. So the virtual reality is really it mixes the two passions together.
Mm-hmm. So why virtual reality for you? Why do you think virtual reality is compelling?
Actually, I feel like an outsider because there are these people who spend years following the dream of virtual reality and pushing it forward, and I kind of forget about it after the 90s crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of think sort of it of the kind of like flying cars or intelligent robots.
Mm-hmm.
Something that would be cool to have, but I didn't really expect to see it working as it is now.
Do you plan to make money with Dreadhall sometime in the future?
I hope so. uh, as of now, I'm an indie developer, and I'm working full time on turning Dreadhalls into a whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens.
I'm excited for you. Are you planning on adding any more updates or levels or monsters later on, or is that in the pipe work?
Yeah, more content, more kind of different styles of maps,
Mm-hmm.
or enemies. I don't like the word enemy. It means that you can kill it and you can't.
Yeah.
Are more like haters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'll see what comes out.
Yeah. That's exciting, man. Do you have a date for when you might release a next update? I mean, take your time by all means. Make sure you get this thing nice and good. But like, I'm excited. So, do you have any?
Well, not a date, but my idea was to make a pre-release version
Mm-hmm.
in a few months, I guess. Depending on how that works, that means the final version will come with more or less content.
Okay. Have you thought about because you're a developer now. You are a VR virtual reality pioneer, and as a person who's exploring and finding your way along with everybody else, what sort of business model do you think you're gonna adopt? Are you gonna adopt like a free to play sort of model, or a pay go ahead and pay, or are you gonna be like I don't know. What how do you think? What's the best way to make money from a VR game?
I guess it depends on your game.
Mm-hmm.
For Dreadhalls, I think the pay ones, play forever,
Mm-hmm.
is the best model. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what the people want.
Yeah. What do the people? What is the feedback that you get the most from people? What do most people say about Dreadhalls? Give me both the positive and what is the negative that people most give to you.
The majority of people like the game,
Mm-hmm.
and that surprises me because when you are working on a game in a 3 weeks game,
Mm-hmm.
you don't expect much of it. I mean, it's like this thing I did because I was bored, because the VR Jam was an opportunity to make something, but I didn't expect to have this kind of response for it.
Wow.
The negative thing, well, there are people who can't handle the game, which is a problem if you want to make money.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it that way. I mean, I don't want to make a less scary game because some people can't handle as it is now.
So
And
go ahead.
yeah, the thing that procedural generators have is they make the game replayable, but they tend to create bad experiences sometimes. Like you find the exit around the corner or something like that. That's something that I plan to improve in the following versions. That's a challenge.
So people actually have told you, hey, can you make this game less scary? Is that really?
Yeah.
Oh no! You need to amp. You know what you should do instead? You should amp it up. You should make it even more scarier. Like, not only am I not gonna listen to you, I'm going to go the opposite way. It's crazy. Your game really is, or experience, or whatever you like to call it, really has a profound effect on the user when they're in there. Like those jump scare moments, like it's crazy. I don't know how to describe it, man, but you are
traumatic.
yeah. Will there be a storyline sometime, or is it more? Is this more? Okay, very cool.
Yeah, I don't know what right now, but I plan to have some story, some exploration going on.
So, how many hours of work did you put into, like, just a guesstimation? How many hours do you think you put in there?
The original game, the one I sent to the VR Jam, was about 2.5, 3 weeks of work.
Wow.
And after that, I've been working on my spare time. Some weeks I work more, some weeks I work less. It's hard to estimate. I would say around 5 weeks total, something like that.
That's really impressive, man. And it speaks to the fact that you're a professional developer. I'm trying to create something with Unity right now, and I feel like an ape, like a primitive ape trying to work alien technology. It's not even that bad. Like Unity is probably the most accessible of all the programs. It's just, for me, it's like, all right, I got a mountain to climb, but I find your ability to create something so cool, so amazing in 2 to 3 weeks inspiring, and I'm gonna keep pushing because the sky's the limit. Now we have this new canvas to paint on, and people will be able to explore our own dreams. It's awesome, man. How are people in Spain reacting to like the Rift and Dreadhalls and just virtual reality in general? Has it hit you guys yet? I know in America it hasn't. I mean, the vast majority of people who I run into, they'll be like, oh, and they see my Rift, they're like, oh, that's your toy right there, or like, oh, he goes with his toy, or they don't know that VR is going to be something huge in the 21st century. So for you, like, what do people say when you tell them I'm a virtual reality developer and Oculus Rift and this and that?
Most people never had Oculus Rift or virtual reality. They remember the 90s version of virtual reality. that changes when you actually put them into the Rift. Then they realize that it's going to be huge. They want to know how to get one. And I guess it's a thing that you have to try in order to believe.
Yeah, it truly is. It's like it's definitely one of those things you have to try it, otherwise. And so I think that's a bit of an obstacle for Oculus because, and I hope they pull this off. I think it'll be amazing one day when Oculus starts launching the Rift and they take thousands of Rifts into malls and people can try them out for free and actually experience VR before they decide, oh, okay, I think this is going to be life changing.
Yeah. On the other side, these last weeks was Madrid Games Week. It was a kind of a conference of developers about games, and there was an Oculus Rift in the show, and the queue was enormous. Like everyone that sees the Oculus Rift wants to try it.
Yeah.
They want to know what is so good about it.
Yeah.
So I think it has a bright future.
I think so too. As a developer yourself, what do you think the consumer version should have for you to create the best content that you can create?
More resolution, head tracking. I mean, positional head tracking. And those are the big two. I mean, the things that it should have. And anything more than that is just a bonus. Something that is better. But, I mean, the thing that makes or breaks the Rift is resolution and positional tracking.
Yeah. Yeah, that hopefully those are the lowest hanging trees to pick from, because resolution is huge. It truly is. Especially when I show it to technology enabled people, they put it on and they're amazed, they're impressed. But there's always that but is the resolution better? And I tell them not yet. It's gonna get there. Yeah. What about as a software developer? What's the difference for you developing for the Rift than compared to developing to regular platforms? Have you learned what have you learned from developing for the Rift? What's different?
Actually, the guys at Oculus are doing a hell of a job. I mean, the SDK is easy, the Unity integration is perfect. So there are that many differences, and most of it comes to design. Like you can't use a traditional menu or user interface. You have to change that because it doesn't work in a 3D environment. The scale of the scene, the objects has to be perfect, otherwise you will notice something is off. But it's easier than it sounds in my experience.
Yeah. Huh. What have you learned, or what have you sort of picked up as you've been developing for the Rift that's been sort of surprising or caught you off guard?
The feeling of presence in the scene is just, I mean, sorry.
That's okay.
Missing a couple of minutes. The thing is that in most games you see the environment in a screen, in a monitor. But when you are actually there, when you see the monster that you put into the game and you see is bigger than you, that changes your perspective on what you're doing, really. It stops being making a game, it's more like making an environment. Like you are designing a real life attraction rather than just a virtual environment.
I've never seen it that way, and you're absolutely right. You are designing a real, it feels like, I mean, it's going to be one day a real life environment, and you're going to be populating it. And so, yeah, I would definitely see how design comes to mind, and how different approaches are going to have to be taken. That's crazy. Huh. What about adding like co-op or multiplayer? Is this gonna be a forever alone experience?
It's hard to tell at this point. I
Yeah.
mean, the thing about multiplayer is that it becomes more of a game rather than a scary experience. So that can make it work and keep it being scary. But I mean, more people, I could give it a try. But I think the focus here is in having a scary experience. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, it'd be cool if one person can be the runner and the other person is the monster, and yeah, you got this cat and mouse sort of game happening. I don't know, but
have some person control the environment, and other person be in that environment. Like you can spawn monsters or something like that.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, controlling one person controls the environment, the other one is inside that environment. Wow, that sounds like a movie. I think about like the next 50, 60 years and that the life you and I will populate and will live out. And I'm so excited because no one could have predicted the rise of virtual reality the way it's happening right now. And who knows what's going to happen next year or 2 years from now. What do you think? What is your biggest concern for virtual reality? What is your biggest hope?
My biggest hope is that it becomes its own platform. That it doesn't depend on consoles or smartphones or PC. That it has a life on its own. And I think it's also important that it doesn't get limited by games. Like it can make new experience for other people that doesn't like games. And if you've played Titans of Space or any of the games that are there that are not games, that are more like experiences or exploration experiences, most people that don't like games, I think they are going to like it anyways because of that experiences.
What is your biggest concern?
My biggest concern that it becomes a peripheral for the PC, like the steering wheel or the joystick or those expensive peripherals that you buy. You try it for some days and then you keep it away and never use it again.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a concern that not just you but the creators of Time Rifters, Proton, he had that same concern that he pointed out. Look, I have this steering wheel behind me and it's still sitting there collecting dust. I don't want the Rift to turn into that.
I mean, we probably have everyone has something like that. You have been playing games. You probably got something like that, and at some point, and it's there. You don't use it, and it's forgotten.
What do you think? What do you think then is the biggest obstacle for Oculus and virtual reality to overcome right now?
I mean, getting people to use it. If you get enough people to create hype and really get it started, I think it will be successful.
Yeah.
But you need to get people tried so that they know it's not the same that the virtual reality of the 90s was.
Yeah, I agree. It's because once you try it, then you're like, okay. You know what ends up happening to people that I let them try my Rift out? They end up seeing the world with like Drash would say, VR colored glasses. Now everywhere they go and everything they see, they're like, oh, I wonder how virtual reality would look like with this, or I wonder if virtual reality could be used for this or that. Personally, for you, would you ever consider doing an application outside of gaming for virtual reality?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm most interested in games, but something like an educational experience like Titans of Space or something like that, I wouldn't rule out.
Well, are you I wonder about this. How do you stay in touch with the community? How do you keep up with your information? Are you using Reddit or Oculus forums or MTBS? What is your main source of like staying up to date with the community?
Reddit and the developer forums are my main sources of information.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm following on Twitter certain people,
Mm-hmm.
like the Oculus developers and, that kind of the community of people.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Okay. What do you think of how has been the community, the VR community, for you? How's that experience been so far?
Really great. I mean, the response to Dreadhalls by the community I didn't expect that at all. And there is also a very good community of developers, like sharing whatever you learn and sharing scripts for Unity, that kind of thing. So it's really a great community.
Yeah, it really is. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. So, this is a very cool conversation. I'm still thinking about Dreadhalls, man. Like I just came out of there and I'm like, wow, this guy, I am talking to the man that created that. That is trippy to me. Because I was...
I'm living with that man.
Huh?
I'm living with that man.
How do you like horror movies? What is your favorite kind of movie before I even get to that?
Yeah, horror is something different really about horror that other movies don't have. I mean, most movies don't create a physical response on you.
Mm-hmm.
Horror does that.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting on its own. Same with horror books, same with horror movies or horror games, I mean. And the ability to create a physical reaction on your audience. I mean, if you are a creator, you probably like that. How could you like that?
Yeah. Yeah, horror does give you a distinct physical response than anything else. You get this like sharp. It's like this sharp thing, like when you get like when there's moments in Dreadhalls where the crazy girl jumps at you or the gargoyle is right in front of you. Like there's moments in there where like, my heart rate goes up. I start cold sweating. I mean, it definitely is a physical experience. Like it's just as and this is day zero. That's the thing. Like virtual reality, like is barely getting started, and I see a bright future. Yeah. What would you think would be the ultimate? Have you dreamed about what would be the ultimate virtual reality experience in your opinion?
Something like the Matrix, I guess, when you are completely taken apart from the world and you are immersed into a different virtual world, and every sense is reflecting that reality. So your brain believes what your senses are telling you.
Do you think
I guess?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I guess we are still a bit far from that, but we are on the right way.
Yeah, we are. It's crazy. Yeah, it is. Do you think? Do you think the controller is going to stick around very much with virtual reality, or are we going to have to move to something else? And if so, what do you think that would be?
Right now, the controller is going to stay because that's what people have and what they are used to having.
Mm-hmm.
I think something like the Razer Hydra is probably going to be, if not the most effective control, one of them. But I think it still needs a bit more work on polishing stuff and making it work really well.
Yeah. Huh. I need to ask you, have people tried to value Dreadhalls? Like, have people come up to tell you like, hey, listen, Dreadhalls, you can charge $20 for that or $10, or have you yourself thought about like how much money you could charge for playing Dreadhalls?
Yeah, if I make it a commercial game, well, I still don't know how much I will charge, but that's my idea, having payment and, well, like most games, payment for the experience.
Yeah. But it's too early for sure to tell like how much.
It's a bit early. The fact is, there aren't any commercial rate-only games that I know of. So it's a new market, and we don't know how it's going to be.
That's the exciting thing about this whole new market thing. Would you consider developing in cross-platforming Dreadhalls to PS4 if Sony decides to jump in all in on the HMD game?
Well, I will consider, but as of now, the only player in town is Oculus. I mean, the Oculus headset, I have it on my desk. The Sony's, well, where is it? I mean, I'm sure they are working on it, but I think there is a big gap between announcing, hey, we are working on this headset, and having it on people's desks.
I need to ask your opinion on devices such as like the VR Ace or the Sison Lab, Sison Xscope, or the Durovis Dive. You know, these devices that you use the strap and then you slide your phone inside and you use your smartphone as your virtual reality device. What's your opinion on these devices right now?
I haven't used any of those, so I don't really have any opinion. If I try, I will have an opinion. I mean, the basic idea is, I think it sounds good. You have your smartphone, so it lowers the cost of the device. But I don't know if it will work as well as the Rift.
Yeah, it's definitely like an open question to see if it'll match the Rift or bite into the Rift's market share in the future. We'll see. Yeah, man. All right.
Anyways, so there are probably going to be not only one headset, but a bunch of them. So as developers, we probably need to take that into account and don't limit ourselves to one single device. Because if this market really explodes, there are going to be more people making these headsets.
Yeah, for sure. Is there a Rift experience out there that you've tried that stands out for you a lot? Is there something that you're like, oh, this is a cool experience. This is a cool demo. I could learn, or we could learn a thing or two from this.
There are several of them. If you've seen the VR Jam games, there are some really amazing experience out there.
Yeah.
And also some games like Minecraft that they weren't made for the Rift, but they work really well on virtual reality.
Yeah, Minecraft. It feels like Minecraft and the Rift were designed to go hand in hand. Especially right now, this developer's model. You know, the resolution isn't that great, and it fits just fine with Minecraft, and it's really good. I enjoy it a lot. So you would say Minecraft is probably one of your favorite experiences, huh?
Yeah, Minecraft. There is also Titans of Space. The Racer Hydra cover shooter that was really amazing. I don't know, I'm probably forgetting about some of them right now. Epic Dragon was really good.
So you've played. You're a gamer, right? Have you owned Nintendo 64 or PlayStation 2?
Yeah, I was more of a PC gamer.
Oh, okay.
I own a Sega Dreamcast.
Huh.
That didn't turn out so well. After that, I've been with PC, and right now I'm probably going to go to buy the PS4. Yeah.
What are your favorite? Name your top 5 PC games of all time that you've enjoyed playing.
Wow, wow, that's probably impossible. I mean, I can name games that should be on top 5, but there are probably more than 5 that should be there. XCOM probably is one of those. So is Amnesia. The Elder Scrolls series. I don't know which one. Probably Morrowind or Skyrim.
Huh.
I don't know. It's so many games.
You have 3 so far. You have 2 to go.
Oh man. Half-Life.
Yeah. All the classics. So far, you've named all the classics.
All classics, and probably that means I'm not so fond of lately. Most of the games that have been coming out so far, I mean, big title games.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, I've been playing more of indie games, and there are so many that are really good. I mean, last game I played was Gone Home.
Mm-hmm.
It was really immersive.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I think that probably will work really well on the Rift.
What's your opinion with the console wars, the consoles generation in general, and what do you think is going to happen? I mean, we're just speculating. We're just talking here. What do you think is going to happen once the Rift goes out? Do you think the Rift will have an impact on the console wars?
I guess it will, but I mean, for it to really have a big impact,
Mm-hmm.
it has to become massive. I mean, really, really massive, like Call of Duty is. And I still don't see that happening really fast. I think it needs more time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in time it will get there. And you know, Sony is already making their own headset.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they see this as probably not a defining point, but something that needs to be taken into account.
I agree. I think. What do you think about the console and the argument that people put out that the consoles have slowed down the pace of innovation in the area of gaming? Do you think that's a valid argument?
It's somewhat valid. I mean, innovation, you probably see more innovation in PC.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that PC is an open platform probably means that more people are going to make some really weird things for PC that they wouldn't be able to publish in a console environment.
Yeah. So,
and on the other side, it has really, I mean, consoles don't really stop innovation. They also push innovation in getting games for a massive amount of people that probably wouldn't play all that was a PC game.
Yeah. Do you think PC gaming will ever get to, the heights that the consoles got? Do you think? What do you think? Do you think that's first of all, do you think Steam and Oculus pairing up, Valve and Oculus pairing up, and the Steam machines, they're not the people at Oculus. They're not good at keeping like speculation and rumors down. They're every time they ask Palmer or one of those guys like what's the deal with Valve and Oculus, and they're like, we're good friends, and then you're like, what? Okay, give me more. Like what?
Probably that means they are good friends.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be amazing if Valve and Oculus teamed up and all of a sudden the Steam machines are Oculus enabled. That would be...
I guess... Well, it's all a speculation at this point. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to really speculate on this. But I guess there are already games in Getting Light or on Steam that are saying that, hey, this is a Oculus Rift experience. Yeah, you can play it on a monitor, but this is designed for the Oculus Rift.
Oh.
So I think Valve has to take that into account as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Since we're speculating, let's speculate some more. Or I'm going to speculate some more. You know what would be amazing? If... And this is what the internet has been thinking for and has been dreaming for a while since the Oculus came out, and you think of Oculus and Valve in the same sentence, you think about Half-Life 3 in VR. I mean, why not? Gabe,
Well,
Gaben, please, if you're listening, please think about it. I know it's not. I don't even know what to tell you, dude. I just please give us Half-Life 3 with VR. I will give you more money. I don't have money actually. Damn it. I'll do something because think about it. The Half-Life 3 in VR, that could be the killer app that Oculus needs to get out there.
sure. I mean, if you played Half-Life 2 with VR and the Hydra controller, that's not Half-Life 2. That's something else. It's a new experience. So yeah, please.
Speaking of Half-Life 2, I still need to get my VR legs with Half-Life 2. Do you personally get simulation sickness?
With Half-Life 2, yeah. I mean, it's a game in which you move, I don't know with what speed, but really fast, and it was not made for the Rift, and it shows. But yeah, I mean, when you make a game designed for the Rift and take these things into account, I think the experience is not going to be like that. It's going to be a little crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you design with the Rift in mind, the only problem right now is just trying to get the word out as much as we can, and trying to get as many people as possible putting on the Rift. Honestly, there isn't a better marketing campaign than going out to malls and bringing around HD Rifts and letting people try them. And then you film them and you put that on YouTube, and then you get
YouTube, yeah. I mean, that grandma video was like when people see other people trying the Rift and having those experiences, they want to try it. They say, what is that? I want to do that. I want to see what is it all about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it works like that.
It's crazy you speak about the grandma video, and I think about, like, you see these videos of people getting scared or being in complete awe of this technology. I think it's one thing to see what's happening, what they're saying, but it's a whole nother level if you are seeing their heart rate, or their blood pressure, or their GSR, the galvanized skin receptor. I think I made up that word. But yeah, it would be really cool. I actually just tried. I tried to record my heart rate as I was playing Dreadhalls. And the implementation that I was trying to put together was too clumsy. So unfortunately, I don't know if I'm gonna go back into Dreadhalls to play it again with another heart rate monitor, but the one that I was using, like, there was an objective, a real impact on my heart rate. My resting, at first when I started the game, my resting heart rate was around 61 beats per minute. And towards the end, when I was just trying to get out of there and survive, like, it had brought it up to like around 74 beats per minute. Like, yeah,
probably you were also sweating.
There were more, yeah.
Valve did some studies on this, and they measured some, I don't know what it was, people's heart rates, and try to make some kind of peripheral that can measure the people's heart rates and feed that information back into the game, so that you can take that into account and make some decisions on what to show next, or what to do next to that person. And I think that if that is true, if that becomes a reality, I mean, if the Steam controller, for instance, has that, I would really like to give it a go and implement some kind of integration.
So if you're listening out there, whoever's out there listening, dude, help us plug in heart rate to the Rift, because it'll start, what's going to start becoming? It'll start becoming the controller of the future. The human body, I think, is designed to be the controller for VR. Like the stem, like the Hydra. You got these positional trackers on your wrists and your ankles and stuff. Like, get rid of that. Let's go all out and just, either use a Kinect 2 camera or find a way to track the body in 360, and not only the body but the organs and all the different physiological changes that are happening inside VR, like your heart rate and all that good stuff. What do you think as a developer, like if you were given heart rate information, what do you think you would be able to design?
One of the problems of the Dreadhalls right now is intensity. Like, there are sometimes where the intensity is really high, and sometimes there are no monsters, and the intensity of the game is low. So having that information of what you are actually feeling to control the intensity and spawning monsters based on that, or removing monsters even if you are getting too excited, I think that it could make a better experience overall.
Yeah, and it speaks to the fact that the experience I just had, I only ran into 2 monsters, and I only had I say like I wanted that, but I had 2 or 3 jump scare moments in the 12 minutes that I ran through it trying to get to the exit. I think there could have been more, but the reason why the game didn't is because it's randomized, and 2, it doesn't know that my heart rate is starting to rest, and imagine if there was a way to keep that heart rate up somehow by if it starts dropping past this point, then we gotta up the intensity. If it starts getting too high, then you need to call a doctor and get yourself checked.
For the intensity, I want to improve the intensity management in the full game. I mean, this was a demo version actually, and didn't take that into account. So having all the elements in the game work as a whole rather than independently of each other, I think they will make the experience a little more balanced than it is now.
Man. Is there a way? Are you thinking about raising money to build a full game? Would you, or are you thinking about just going at it, notch Minecraft style and trying to pull it off by yourself? Like, have you thought about doing Kickstarter or finding yourself a venture capitalist who might be interested in funding more development?
I thought about Kickstarter or crowdfunding, but I mean, it's not that easy. It comes with its own disadvantages. So if I can fund the game myself or find some people who can help me financing the game, I probably won't crowdfund.
No, okay. Why do you think crowdfunding is not ideal for you?
It puts a lot of extra work on the developer. With all the rewards and promotion and everything else. And it also keeps your focus away from the developing the game itself. I think if you don't really need it, I think it's better to not go that way.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. That works for me, man. So, that being said, we're about to jump into the would you rather question and answer section of the show, where I'm going to ask you the most random questions from inside my head. Are you ready, sir?
Okay.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. All right, sir. Would you rather be born a whale shark or an elephant?
Whale shark, I mean. Probably.
Why a whale shark, sir?
I don't know. It's scary.
All right.
I mean, I saw this documentary as a kid, and there was some whale sharks on it, and it was this otherworldly creature that I couldn't imagine existing. So yeah.
So Dreadhalls it's a game, it's a demo, it's an experience about death and the morbidity of it. Would you rather, since we're in that same vein, would you rather die in space or die at the bottom of the ocean?
Probably space.
I
mean, it's more beautiful, I think.
Yeah. Would you rather fight off a mummy or a zombie?
Mummy, I guess. I mean, zombies can bite you and they get disease.
Very true. Very good. Very well thought out. Would you rather experience virtual reality like the Matrix? Like all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, holy fuck, everything was a dream. Or would you rather be inside, never knowing the truth, kind of Matrix? And what I'm asking is, would you take the red pill or the blue pill?
Oh man, I mean, probably the red pill.
So you would want to find out the truth?
Yeah, I mean, probably I wouldn't like the truth. I would regret, but curiosity.
What do you, since we're in the would you rather, I have a random question. Do you think, there's people who say like, hey, how do we know you're not stuck in a simulation designed by human beings thousands or hundreds of years from now? Like, how do we know? One comment that I read on Reddit once that had a really big effect on me was, this guy said, I don't know if it was jokingly, but I was like, holy fuck. He said something like, how do we know this reality we are all experiencing isn't just the 10th iteration of the Rift? Because this is we have a developer's kit. This isn't even a consumer model. Like, imagine what the 10th generation Rift will do. And so that question made me think, like, holy fuck, I don't know.
You can't. I mean, and probably it wouldn't matter if it's all a simulation.
Yeah.
What's the point? I mean,
I guess it's just kind of crazy that we there's so much we don't know, and there's so much we don't know that we don't know. And
maybe the Rift or virtual reality, when it's more developed, will help to answer these things. I mean, I guess we might learn a lot about ourselves, how we perceive the world around us. We'll have to see.
How would you rather? Yeah, that's a good point. Would you rather be inside the Star Trek universe or the Star Wars universe?
Star Wars, probably.
Tell me why.
I mean, it's fun. I mean, Star Trek is, again, people is going to take me. Okay, next question.
Would you rather surf for a living or skydive for a living?
What? I didn't get the first.
Surf, like surfing,
okay.
Or skydive?
Skydive. I mean, I like the dream of flying. Feeling free, fly. So probably.
Would you rather be an astronaut or the president of Spain?
An astronaut.
That was easy. Would you rather be a train conductor on a maglev train that flies, right? The magnetized trains, or would you rather be a submarine pilot?
That's a weird question.
I know, I am asking you the most random things.
Submarine pilot, I guess. Probably is. I mean, a train conductor probably doesn't do much. It's all automatic. So submarine.
Would you rather live 1,000 years or live or die by natural causes? If I came up to you and I told you, Sergio, I have this pill, that will give you 1,000 years of life, would you take it, or would you just be like, no, I want to die with everyone else?
1,000 years, please. I mean, just think of all of the things that could be discovered on 1,000 years, or the civilization will change. And maybe in 1,000 years you don't really have to die. So yeah.
You know, that's a good question. Like, that's a good point you bring up. Like, in 1,000 years we won't have to die. Like, what is?
Maybe.
Yeah, I actually think you're right. I think we might be getting there. Like, there's this one video I saw, or like they were talking about a study that their scientists already using genetically engineered DNA. What am I talking about? What they're doing is they discovered a way to reverse collagen reduction. So basically, they can reverse aging theoretically. So and this is 2013. This is like the dawn of the 21st century, and I'm thinking about, like, damn, 1,000 years. Like, I think we might, like, live forever. I mean, assuming we don't blow each other up, or you know, like.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's also, consciousness transfer. I mean, if we really create the metrics, what's stopping us for transferring our consciousness there and living out there, living always in our dreams? And yeah, I guess some people won't like that. There's also the possibility.
Let's go deeper, because you brought up a very interesting point. What if I decided that once the Matrix is around and I don't want my grandma to die, what if and my grandma doesn't want to die, what if we upload her consciousness to the Matrix, and every time, and then her physical body will go away, but her consciousness will be inside the Matrix. I wonder if will she be considered alive? Will she be considered a human?
I guess figuring this out is the next challenge for the next century. What if this has already happened and we are living in the simulation?
Yeah. It all goes back to the same circle. Damn it, we don't know anything. That's what we figured out. Yeah, there's fascinating questions that, I like asking, and you, sir, thank you for coming along on this weird ride. So
it's okay.
yeah, I appreciate your time and patience. Sergio Hidalgo, with that being said, do you have anything else in the back of your head that you'd like to talk about before we start closing off the show?
No, not really. It was a really good experience with you.
Thank you. How can people stay in touch with what you're up to and be up to date with Dreadhalls?
Well, I just made a homepage for the game, so just go to dreadhalls.com, and that's it.
Let me ask you one quick question. Why did you name it Dreadhalls?
I'm really bad at names, so I just made a couple of lists of words, like dread, corridor, room, and started combining those.
Nice.
And I end up with Dreadhalls.
That's a very pragmatic approach. I approve.
Yeah. It's really creative, I know.
It works, man. It works, and your game more than works. It scared the brick size shit out of me, and thank you. I appreciate what you're up to, man. I really keep doing what you're doing, and I want to keep up to date with what you're doing. So one more time, thank you for your time, Sergio Hidalgo, the creator of Dreadhalls.
Thank you, Chris.